Hi guys, Freddy here. You may have seen other YouTubers talking about Scottish Lairdhips. People such as Mark Felton have been discussing schemes where you buy a 1 foot by 1 foot plot of land, and under some ancient Scottish law, as a landowner of that plot of land, you become a laird. Well, I'm a Scottish landowner. The land as far as your eye can see is all mine, but only because of the fence and you can't see any further. And as a Scottish landowner, I'd like to tell you that this is absolute rubbish. Because I own land, but I'm not a laird. No matter how much I ask the wife and kids to call me it, they just refuse. So I'd like to go over the reasons why this doesn't work. So firstly, unless you're paying property taxes and you've paid the registration fees to register land in Scotland as belonging to you, then you don't actually own land in Scotland. Secondly, a laird is a landowner of an established estate. So while you can buy a lairdship, it's going to be because you bought a castle or a manor house or some other large plot of land, not an unremarkable 1 square foot of land somewhere in a forest up in the Highlands. Thirdly, titles in Scotland are officially handled by the Right Honourable Lord Lion King of Arms, head of the Lion Court. Now that's the Lord Lion, spelt Lyon, and he's the King of Arms, so he's not the Lord Lion King, although it would be kind of cool to have Simba as the head of titles of and heraldry in Scotland. In reality, it's currently the Reverend Canon Dr. Joseph John Morrow, and he's been very clear on the subject. They're not real titles, because they are a description, not a title. So people working on an estate that you bought might call the owner the local laird, but you'd not be allowed to put it before his name. They're a courtesy title with no formal status in law. But given it doesn't actually involve selling the land, and that it's not legally binding and it has no actual status in law, I'd like to offer 1 foot by 1 foot plots of my garden to the new laird status Patreons. And sure, you can call yourself laird if you want, but on your credit cards, go fill your boots. This piece of the rugged Scottish landscape is at one with nature, as shown by the path the local cats have worn through to get under the fence. The Scottish wildlife makes their home here, as some foxes have dug a hole in the garden, creating this interesting feature about the size and shape of a human body. But we're fairly sure they haven't buried anyone here. Well, we're fairly sure. So if you subscribe as a Laird level Patreon, any of this can be yours. The cat trail, the foxhole, the mysterious mound, or any other part of this luxuriously unkempt growth of grass that we call our lawn. And as a patron, we'll tend your plot with care and attention by giving the lawn a mow once in a while, maybe every couple of months. And we'll give you a downloadable certificate confirming your completely unsupported by law title of Laird. And I'll certainly amend the title of Laird to your name in the end credits where we credit you for being a patron. And, I repeat, it has no standing in law, and you certainly won't actually really own the land, which makes it absolutely no different from all the other schemes out there. Just think, you could be named as a laird on some YouTube videos. Think of the honour, think of the status, think of the massive increase in sex appeal you'll get from being basically exactly the same as William Wallace. Well, except you'll be alive. Or at least I hope you will be. So check out our Patreon and see how you can become a laird today.